first
Yeah.
key to making this work is saying, what could I have done better? Because there's always something that you can do better that will make the other people work better or perform better, right? But as soon as we start saying, oh, you know what you did was wrong, that's so wrong, that's wrong, that's never going to work. So the key for interdependence is always saying, no matter how crazy the situation is, no matter how bad it looks, you have to say, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And then you'll see there might be one small thing that you could have done better. It may have meant that you've done more work than the others, right? But once you figure out that little thing that you could have what you could have done better, then everything else will come to play and hopefully everything else will work. And then if it doesn't work, at least you've visited that idea of what you could have possibly done better. And I think that's the best way to work with groups of people. And yeah, it's the best way. And I think it's the only way that will work because once everyone starts pointing fingers to the other person, then this will never work. It's never going to work. So somebody has to take the lead and say, you know what could I have done better? And you figure some little tiny thing out that makes the other people who are lacking to even do better. And now, as a group, everyone's working together. So that's really important. The what could I have done better part of interdependence.
Awesome, Valley. That is great. That is great. And we can just continue talking about that, right? Because interdependence, yeah. So that is a part. What can we do better? Yes. What could I have done better? But here's a problem for everyone. I'm the question maker. Let's say I always have questions. So the problem is, in theory, it sounds great, right? What could I have done better? After I realized I have failed, or in general, for example, right? Because people always think they are right. Many people, yeah, you have this kind of discussion sometimes, and you think it starts with your family. It starts with daddy, mother, mom, children, if you have one. Or let's say right now, I'm raising a baby, same as Valley. Yeah, we have children, and there's already the problem. Like you think the baby doesn't need that little sock right now because it's hot, and wife says no, it's not hot, it's cold, right? I mean, just like this little stupid example, and then you start arguing, and then yeah, and then so at that moment should you ask yourself, and then you argue, you fight and stuff. I mean, who knows, right? And then after the fight, usually we have this big ego. We don't want to say what should I have done better, right? I mean, we don't want to say that. We think I'm right, but maybe, but that's the idea of today, maybe, and in general. In case you are in that situation, just remember the 7 habits. In case you are, let's say you are mad, you are aggressive, your feelings, your emotions are just like on the top right there. It's like you want to destroy things. And usually men, including me, when I'm mad, I'm not mad. I'm trying not to be mad because I'm usually not mad. But when I'm mad and I can become aggressive, and that's terrible. That's just terrible. So I'm asking myself, how can I improve that? But of course, I never will be using my what's it called, punching stuff. So I thought, how can I improve that? And I'm trying. That's why also I do this today and every day, every time. I'm trying to control myself. And I remember last time I got mad, I destroyed something. I just boom, I destroyed it. And then after this, I felt so bad about it. I really felt bad. And then, but the ego, it's another topic maybe for next time. The ego is just terrible, you know. If the kind of, we don't want to say, oh, I'm sorry. We don't want to say, what could I have done better, you know. But of course, the theory is there, and we can talk about possibilities and how can we do it, right? And everyone is welcome to share their own story. And we have that every day, right? Right now, we are all behaving. We are all behaving here because, it would be embarrassing if someone getting mad but even in discussions sometimes, you can see that people, when they are not agree on things, then that's not easy, yeah. When they are not agree. Yeah. You say don't, I do agree. So when they don't agree, or say something, right? Anyway, little English problem here, agree and stuff.
Agree.
Yeah, it's actually I agree. It's not I am agree, right? It's I agree, right? Anyway, that's also that's another example. For example, I mean, we are there are some English teachers here, right? And most of us. Most of us are not non-native speakers, and I always tell my students, please don't expect me to be perfect. I'm just a student, and I do that also for me, for myself. I just love to improve my knowledge, and of course I love talking. The moment I talk and I can transmit my ideas, I feel happy, and that's me. But if you are the other person, that doesn't mean that you are wrong or I'm wrong. But so I always tell my students, in case I make mistakes, hey, we are all humans. Try to correct me if there's something you discover. Correct me. But in general, the big thing is the big horizon is to grow and not to say, hey, this is the mistake. Huh? So I always give this kind of examples, mistakes we are making, right? So and then the number 4 is win-win. We talked about win-win is the perfect business thing. Win-win. Let's say I sell my sausages, I get some money, and you enjoy, and so you win. You have a good flavor, taste, and I get some money. That's actually supposed to be like that. But I always have been asking myself, why is there no limit? Yeah. So I let's say this just very quick example on this one end of the world, people are dying. I mean, because of hunger and water and everything in the desert in Africa. Even I just read in the United States, many people feel hunger for the first time in the States because of the virus and stuff. And on the other side of the world, the business people, right? So let's say just this example, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and billionaires, and just remind yourself, 1 billion is 1,000 millions, and 1 million is 10 times $100,000 dollars. Let's right. I mean, it's like the numbers, so much money, and so this kind of thing. I mean, win-win. Come on, win-win. So we have we have something great here. 7 Habits, and the guy who wrote it, awesome. Hey, congratulations. But why is the world the way it is? Shall we accept it? Shall we accept the world, or yeah? Because in the end, everyone who's online right now, we have the same condition. We do have some money, right? I mean, I think, because otherwise we wouldn't have a computer, or we are, I just had breakfast, so I'm fine. So I have to appreciate life. That's what we have to do, right? So, but anyways, that's something it's also to talk about. And then of course number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. That is actually something it made me think. And I always tell people around me, empathy. It's a great word. The moment you start understanding your the person next to you, could be a salesman, it could be anyone, then you can actually prevent some fighting. I mean, you can actually prevent discussions, because you know that other person is not that informed about psychology, about what's it called, emotional stuff and philosophy. So he's just reacting because of his ego, blah blah. So the moment you understand that, you just back up. You back up, and you say, like Wiley, also the same. Actually, it's everything comes back to the story from last time, the North Korea, that when everyone was looking at Valley and oh, what's this, and he was like, he could have gotten mad, right? But he was like, hey, what's up? And he was hugging people and trying not, because he had empathy. He knew that they didn't have the correct education, right? And this kind of stuff. So it's incredible to understand the other person, and so seek first to understand, and then be understood. So I think it's a great stuff. And of course, one of my favorite, synergize. I just talked with Anderson about it. When he came to visit me to eat the sausages and stuff, and so I thought, let's say you have a what's it called, a company, yeah, you're a leader, you have like 10 people working for you. What should you do? Yeah, how can be the company the company successful? How can it grow? What should you do? And I ask Anderson, I ask him, I don't understand why leaders are so selfish. Also, I mean, some of them, right? Because let's say this very same example. Let's say school, and you have 20 teachers, and one teacher is good at talking and motivating. Let's say another teacher is good at writing. So, the leader should actually try to distribute, yeah, to spread those people their own way. Let's say this guy does this because he's good at it, and that's what it means. Combine the strength of people. But it's, of course, it's only theory, and it's difficult, and I know it's easy to say. But what happens in real life? We we have general rules somewhere from the government even, and no one cares about any human emotion, let's say, because we have emotions as well. We are not robots, and that's what I also realized. People become robots. Oh, I've been told that's the rule here, and then the next and what? Hey, how about being human right now? So that's sometimes I tell them, So I don't know, synergize. I don't know if someone has an example, please share. Like combine the strengths of people through positive teamwork. That is so cool, And of course, and then number 7, sharpen the saw. I mean, growth and balance your new resources, energy, health, sustainable, blah blah stuff. So, I don't know. So I will finish now. But that's actually the thing I wanted to share, like some, and I have of course the picture of today. That is what I. Oops, 1 second here. Open. That is what I sent everyone. The Storytelling Club final thoughts. So the 7 habits, right? And I really like that little quote here from Mark Twain. Those great humanist thinker, philosopher, American writer, and he said 20 years from now you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw out the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Anyway, folks, I'm done with talking now. Really. I mean, we can leave it on, but anyway. So anyone wants to share a story? Come on, Vogue. Now it's your time. Luis, come on. You like to talk. I just heard you. Oh, Mark. What's up, dude? I'm so happy. Mark is there. Mark is Mark. It's great that you're there because you are one of my. I mean, You inspired me, and that's already a story about you. But I said I want to stop talking now. So. Mark, you want to say something? Come on. Oh, 1 second. Is that needed? I can't unmute. So 1 second here. Is there something wrong?
I'm now.
Oh, okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark, living in Vermont, the northeast of the United States. There's a lot of snow right here. And the other day it got down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the United States, we have the least amount of COVID-19 virus of any of the states. Because we put on masks and stuff like that, but it looks like the leaders of the country can't figure that out, so we apologize for that. So yeah, I had this image the other day that I haven't traveled in a year. No, a little less than a year. Right before the COVID pandemic, I have two kids, aged 13 and 15, and we love to travel. And we traveled to Chile, southern Chile, Patagonia. And it's freaking beautiful. I don't know, raise your hand if you've been to Chile.
Here.
All right, so I see Wally's been, Patrick, you've been to Chile. Um, Laura, it looks like you're shaking your head. No, I can't see everybody. But anyway, it's increíble. It's such a beautiful country. It's long. It's like, I don't know, like 2,700 miles. And its coastlines. There's a lot of fish and seafood and beautiful mountains and glaciers, and the people there are so warm and friendly. And it's kind of Spanish. It's not. My girlfriend is from Puerto Rico, and she speaks really fast. She speaks Spanish. You know, no comprendo. In Chile, I can understand the Spanish a lot better. But I love the country. So we went there, and we went on this backpack trip. You know, you have all your gear and your food and your water and your wool hat on because it's freezing. And the wind is like 70 miles an hour on a nice day. It's like really windy in Patagonia. It's just really, sometimes it's hard to stand up. That's how strong the wind is. And I was there with my son. We went to a national park called Torres del Paine. And it's like their Yosemite. It's like the most beautiful park. There's like 15,000 foot mountains, like sharp edges, like teeth of a dinosaur sticking up. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it's unbelievable. And so we were hiking, and we're going up to the Torres. This is like the fourth day, the last day of our backpack trip. My daughter was with us, but she wanted to read. She had her little book, and she says, all right, I'll walk for 2 hours, and that's bastante. That's enough. I want to read the book. So he said, okay, you got your food, you have your water. We're going to leave you here for like 6 hours. I'm leaving my 15-year-old in another country. It's like, adios, you know, good luck. And my son and I, he's 13 years old, we just start walking up. It was a 10-hour hike that day. And we're walking and walking. Now, the funny thing is, for me, I'm kind of scared of heights.
Yes.
Like, if you're walking, like, I like adventure, you know? I'll go anywhere, like, whoa, this is fun. Let's do something. Go to a city, go to the country, go to Las Montañas, whatever. The water, go on a sailboat. No problema. No problema. But if it's steep, if you make a mistake, if you trip, your shoelace is untied and you trip, you fall, and you die because you fall down, no, it's too steep. It's no good for me. I get scared, you know? So I become like a pollo. I become like a chicken. And so my son and I are walking, and we're walking along, going up toward El Torres. Grande montañas, increíble. I don't know if I can, maybe I have pictures of it. I don't know if I can share my screen, but anyway, I do have some pictures of it.
You can send it to me also on WhatsApp if you want, so I can share also.
Yeah, so we're walking, and all of a sudden we get to a place where there's sort of the mountain next to me. The path is maybe 3 feet wide. And then just to the right, a la derecha, like, ay Dios mío, it goes straight down like 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet, Patrick. I mean,
No,
not 1,000 foot.
I
2,000. Dos mil.
I
Ay,
know.
Dios mío. It's straight down, and if you whoops, you fall. Adios. You fall to your, what do you call it, muerte, death. You fall, you die. And
Yeah,
that's it.
of course. Oh my
Yes.
God. And that was when did you go again? Last summer, no? When was it?
No, last February. It was just as the pandemic was starting.
Oh yeah, right. Yes, yes, I know. Yeah, yeah.
And people, we went in February, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, in China, Wuhan, China,
Oh, shit.
Wuhan, China flu is what the president was calling it." And it's like, "Oh, don't travel. It's dangerous, peligroso." So
What's up?
we said, screw it. We're gonna go. We flew from New York City, JFK Airport, to Santiago,
Uh-huh.
Santiago to Punta Arenas, and then Punta Arenas we took a autobus, Puerto Natales for 3 horas, and then we were just hiking. Is in the wilderness. It's just mountains there, yeah.
Mm.
But meanwhile, we had no newspapers or anything. Meanwhile, the world was closing down because of the pandemic. We didn't know. We're having a good time out in the wilderness. This is really fun. But we're walking along, and then all of a sudden, it's like, I grabbed my son. It's like, we can't walk here. It's too dangerous. And he says, Daddy, Papa, no problema. Let's just keep walking. And I said, look over there. If you fall, you die. And you know what my son said?
What?
Don't fall.
Yeah. And that, Mark, that is the thing. Yeah. I know why. It's an age
So
question.
Patrick, he said, don't fall and you won't die.
That's it. Yeah.
He's 13 años, 13 years old, and he's telling me, his dad, no, don't worry, it's okay. Take it easy, baby. Chill out, baby. And so we're walking, and I'm like shaking. I'm scared. Sweating. I'm like, oh my, just me, I'm gonna die. This is it. This is my last day on earth. And what I did was I looked at his sneakers. He was right in front of me. I looked at the back of his sneakers, and I focused. I just concentrated on his sneakers, and I started to sing a song just to focus my mind because I was so effing scared. Excuse my language. And I started to sing, Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, sommes la matina. Over and over and over and over again. Over and over. And my son thought I was Balulo. It's like, what is his problem? But I needed to do this to focus, because if I looked a la derecha or izquierda, it's like, it's too much. It's too scary for me, because it's straight down. It's a cliff. There's no railing. There's no rope. No. If you fall, you die. And my son is like, don't worry, just keep walking. So we did that. And then it got better. And then we hiked and hiked and hiked up to this beautiful place. If I could share my screen, maybe I can show some pictures of it.
I don't know how to do it, but you try. I had a student last time, she knew how to do it, but I don't. I mean, as a listener, I don't know. But
yeah, chat with everybody. But just to finish the story, forgetting the photographs.
But I'm right there. I imagine that you're on the cliff right there. I just see you there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So Patrick, then we went up to this beautiful up. We're really tired. It was not easy. no es fácil. We just 5 hours there, 5 hours, 5 hours back home, and then we saw my daughter. But on the way back, it started raining. It was very windy. Going here, you get crazy winds, like 50-mile-an-hour winds, 60-mile-an-hour winds, all the time. It's crazy. And then these horses and donkeys are passing us. And we got to the same place. It's like 5 minutes of walking where it's scary, yeah? About a 5-minute area where it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And we got back to it, except this time it was raining and windy, and there were horses passing us, and donkeys and stuff. And I said to my son, "Ay, Dios mío, I can't do this." I mean, and he looked at me, he said, "Daddy, we have to get home. You know, Erica, you know, my sisters, you know, we can't sit and live here." So I started looking at his sneakers, and I started going, Frere Jacques, except this time, my son ran ahead and there was no sneakers to look at.
Yeah, come on, dude. Yeah.
He was gone. He just ran ahead. He was not scared. And I'm like, where's mi hijo? ¿Dónde es mi hijo? But anyway, that's, I don't know if I can share, turn on caption. Let me just see, full screen whiteboard settings.
I have to find out later. I have to ask my other student.
I don't see a way for me to share. I can email you, Patrick.
No, send the picture to my WhatsApp, and I share later. Just take your time now. Someone else is speaking maybe, and then you send me the pictures. In that time,
I can email it to you.
Oh,
is that okay?
If you want to email, yes, you can email if you have it online. But you don't have Google Pictures. Google Pictures maybe.
I do have Google Photos. Yeah.
So open it in your computer and send me the link. That's the easiest, and I just click on the link. Right.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for running this, and I look forward to hearing. That's a true story, by the way. It's a true story. It happened, and I'm still scared of heights. But you know, you have to live. You know, you have to get out of the house and see the bigger world. And it was a great adventure.
That is actually so one applause, of course. I mean, that was my case. I followed you from the beginning. I was in Chile with you, right? And I know your kids, of course, because we have done some hiking and stuff. And I was right there, and that's why I like storytelling, because the moment someone tells a story, and we can see we could see you talking, right? So I look at your eyes, and you are emotional, and you bring in some humor, and so right there at that moment I'm with you, walking and hiking, and I'm a little younger than you, but I'm not 15, right? So I must admit that the older you get, the scarier you get, and it's so true actually. It's kids, they don't feel fear. And for us, it's so hard, you know, and I just hate heights, you know. So here's the question for everyone: anyone has a height story, like or adventure story, you know? Feel free to share. You know, it's like adventure. Remember, I showed you that picture here. We can open it again. This one, which I think Mark also saw. Of course, the 7 habits now, what could be a thing here, you know, from the 7 habit, maybe be proactive, plan your trip. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But the quote here, yeah, explore, dream, discover. So that is the big question here. Can we apply the 7 habits while traveling? I mean, we should, right? But sometimes that is called adventure, because when you have an adventure, you maybe the planning is there, you plan, but actually that's what I wrote there. That's my story right here. Lost in the desert, when things don't get the way you planned. So, and so it's not easy, right, to apply always the rules and the theory, yeah. But I love adventure, and that's why I was there with Mark, right there, and the shoes so the moment you talk visual, that's the idea, and yeah. So you, of course, as a student, you need vocabulary and stuff, but the idea is, that's why I always tell people, have pictures ready. Have the picture ready, send them to me, or the link on Google Images. You just send the link. I click on it, and then you can talk, and people can see the picture, which is an option. But of course, when you just listen to someone, then you have to imagine yourself on your own, and which is also beautiful. It is also beautiful because you make your own movie. Yeah, for example, I'm sure that my imagination is different than Laura's or Louis or Valley, or yeah. I really had this little path right there, like this very path, like for 1 meter maybe, and then I don't know if I could have done it, but anyway, folks, yeah, maybe someone else want to share a story. Could be anything. Louis, yeah. Oh, but I cannot hear you. Can we hear him now? No? Hello? I think your microphone is on, but can you say something? No? No worries. Maybe try to, yeah, sometimes technology, right there. Valley always has a story. Valley always has stories.
Yeah, I got always tons of stories, man. I don't know what kind of story you want to hear. Not too many.
Let's vote. I mean, it doesn't have to be topic related. I mean, stories is it doesn't matter,
This so this was something that happened to me actually a few days ago. Totally irrelevant, but for me it was kind of funny. So recently I've been working on my social media. Like I like before I never really used social media. I had Instagram, I had Facebook, but I always had it private because I like to know all the people that's in my social media. Right? I was never interested in having 40,000 or 100,000 followers because I want to know every person that's in my social media, right? So I have Instagram and I've been using it for a while, but I had it private for a long time, right? And then with the private, I have about maybe 2,000 followers. But I know all 2,000 people personally. Everyone in my Instagram, I know them or met them or spoke to them somewhere or another. So anyway, my other friends, they have like 100,000 followers, 500K followers, 1 million followers.
Yeah.
So they make fun of me all the time, and they say, how do you only have 2,000 followers? So anyway, with this whole pandemic going on, I started to rethink things that I would do in order to make more money, or rethink things in order to try to get to another level with this pandemic going on, right? Because the pandemic is actually stopping us from really doing what we need to do or what we want to do. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to start doing my social media stuff, right? So recently I've been posting on social media a little bit more. And the other day I posted a video of me, and I'm actually, it's something that I wrote. It's actually a rap song because I used to do like hip hop like all over the world and stuff. So it's actually a hip hop thing, but I'm just doing just a vocal, just talking it out. And what I wrote about was this year of 2020, and I realized that everything that I was sick of, everything that I was sick of. I was stressed out, and I just wrote it down. And then I went on Instagram and I said it. And it's pretty, I'm not going to say here because there's a lot of bad language in it, but it's so real and it's so deep. And it just talks about the things that we're sick of. Like, for example, people always taking things and they don't want to give anything, things like that. It makes reference to Kanye West when he said that slavery was a choice, right? It makes reference to COVID and how so many people died, the mothers, the brothers, fathers, sisters, all of this. So I made this video and it was hot and everybody was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I get all these people contacting me, yo, we want to use this, whatever. So I was like, all right, it's looking good. So one day I come home and then I saw on my phone, I was like, oh my God, it says 600 likes that just came in. And I was like, that's crazy because like I said, I never really used social media. Why 600 likes? Like right now. And then I'm looking at my phone, it keeps going like. It just keeps going, it won't stop. I'm like, so now I'm thinking that this is my song because my song is so dope, right? I'm like, yeah, my song's popping. Then I look, it's not the song at all. It's not even the post song. So I'm wondering where are these likes coming from? So in early January, we get a lot of celebrities to my spot. We get a lot of celebrities, and then I'm pretty friends with a couple of them. So I'm friends with a guy named Harry Styles. Harry Styles is from Indirection, from the group Indirection. So we were playing ping pong in early January, and I posted a picture of me and him, right? And this picture, I posted it, seriously. It got like maybe, I don't know, 100, 120 likes, right? This was in January. 4 days ago, I'm looking at my phone, it's blowing up. Boom, 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 1,000, 2,000 likes. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Some random person, I don't even know this person, somehow got to my page, saw that picture, and this person's a fan of Harry Styles. Now, mind you, wait a minute. Now this is where it gets crazy, right? This person has literally 130 followers. This person posted a picture somewhere. Yo, the picture that I posted in January got like over 3,000 likes, which is insane. So like I've been just going crazy, like trying to figure out this whole Instagram thing and how it works. Because here I have over 2,000 followers. I post this picture, I got 150 likes. This guy who has only 120 followers reposted my own picture, right?
Wow.
And he got me over 3,000 likes, which is crazy. So that's been my new thing now, like just trying to figure out how this social media Instagram thing works. Because in the future, I mean, one thing that this pandemic has taught us, it taught us that we really deeply need to rethink how we make money. And this is so serious. We need to rethink. Think about it. Not everyone has suffered through this pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone has suffered.
No.
It depends on what kind of job you do, right? I have friends who made way more money than they've ever made because of this pandemic. Way more money than they ever made, right? So this pandemic now, it makes us think like, what can I do that no matter what happens, I'm still gonna make money, right? And so I've been just rethinking, a lot. Just and so I started thinking, I was like, looking at my friends with their social media stuff, the guys who have 1 million followers, the guys who have 500,000 followers. These guys were not affected at all by this pandemic. As a matter of fact, they made way more money than they've ever made, right? So that's my new thing now. I'm just like deeply into the Instagram and just seeing, like figuring out how it works. You know, like why does a guy like me, who's actually somewhat a celebrity, post a picture and he gets 120 likes, and this guy posts my same picture and gets me over 3,000 likes? how does that even work? Like, it doesn't make sense. I've been going crazy, and you can tell my passion about it. I've been going crazy this whole week trying to figure this crazy Instagram thing out. Yeah, so that's my story for that happened this week. It's nuts. It's just insane. Don't get it.
But maybe there's.
I will figure it out.
Well,
I'm that kind of person.
How?
I gotta figure it out.
Well, you must be like 35. How old are you? I forgot.
35.
Oh wow, good. I just guessed 35. but for example, 35. Let's say Instagram came up. I don't know what year, but I mean 35 means that you are. Let's say you grew up. You were born in 95. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No. 95. Yes. No. Sorry. 85.
Oh.
85.
Yeah, right.
You were born 85. So the internet came up 90s. You were a kid when the internet just showed up, and Instagram showed up 2005, I guess. I don't know. So actually,
yeah,
maybe. But so you in 2005 you were just 20, and so I think the older you get, the more problems you have understanding all this kind of stuff. I don't understand. I just don't. But we have many people online today who maybe do. But that's why I ask your age, you know. But you seem very young, you know. But you know what I mean. So, but that's crazy. I know my son also is a rapper and stuff, and he has like 13,000 followers, and I don't know why is he trying to get more. Can you make money with it and stuff? That's
yeah, you can. So what happens is the more followers you have, right, then the more monetizing you can do. So for example, if I have 2 million followers, right, it's much cheaper for a company to say, hey, can you advertise for us? It's much cheaper for them to pay me to reach 2 million people than for them to actually take a real advertisement to reach more people, right? So it's much cheaper for them. So they could pay me a small amount of money, which in reality would be a big amount of money compared to what they would pay. And then I would automatically reach 2 million people for them. So that's how these YouTubers, all these YouTubers make crazy money. There's a kid. I think this kid is 6 years old. He's got to be 6 or 7. This kid is making, I think what they said was over $2 or $3 million a year. It's a kid. He's 6. And all this kid does is every company in the world sends him toys, right? And this kid does open box and whether he likes his toy or not. It's a kid. He's like 7 years old. He's making millions a year just reviewing baby toys. I mean, think about that. Think about that. A 7-year-old makes millions.
So look, that is the question now, really, for everyone. It's like that's the question. If I hear that, I must honestly say, it makes me depressed. I don't know why. It's like it makes me depressed actually. I don't know, and so of course we want to make money and stuff, and I know, and last time I shared actually a story of myself trying to start a business, but I must say the whole internet WhatsApp. I mean, of course I use it right now for a good reason, and we are connected, being social. But the whole thing with Instagram or something, I must say it doesn't go into my head. I use it, of course, we do advertisement, right? But making money and getting followers, just to have followers, for me, I just, you said, Rally, you're trying to, even you are a celebrity, let's say, but try to be humble. Don't let yourself, oh, here we go, Duncan is coming. Don't let yourself be affected by those kind of things, because you get crazy anyway. I don't know, because I must
it does.
You know,
it does make you crazy.
It makes you crazy, but money. I always had great talks with money with Mark. Mark is still on. Oh, there is the link from Mark. I will open it right now. When you travel, I travel with my big friend Mark, and of course, you only can travel. And you only can be cool talking and 7 habits and great and motivating if you have money, of course. So, and I also realized many people I invited maybe 200 or 300 people. Just, I mean, and I know every single person. I know them, actually. So I was traveling around the world and stuff. And I realized that people, of course, connect, and it's beautiful. And the idea is to get away from that stress of making money. But it is so important. And why? I mean, and that's the reason people don't connect, because they are not able to find a moment, a minute to just relax and not think about money. And that's actually, of course, I mean, I know what you're saying, and everyone, and it's incredible. Of course, I'm thinking about money, but I'm trying to apply the 7 habits. I'm trying to see that, to make choices, to plan. Today, the 2 hours, I want to see my friend from Hong Kong Valley, who I think is a crazy nice guy, you know. And I want to see Mark, Traveler, some of my students, other teachers I met in Pasto. That is, for example, what I think. Man, let's do it. And if I'm able to connect people and they also get that spirit, then let's share stories. Yeah, let's say. And I'm not saying, I mean, sorry, Wally, it's not, the story is interesting. Of course, it makes you discuss and think. But the money thing is very important, and it's actually sad that people only think about money. And we do have to. But if people are able to separate the topics, I mean, the issues, money is important, and I do have income. I'm exploring. And that picture I told you, actually, it's not that picture here I opened. Let me open it again. The Mark Twain thing, yeah. Throw off the bowlines, yeah. Sail away, and that's not only traveling. Explore, dream, discover. That's not only about traveling, and that's why the topic, of course, from Valley, Instagram, money, and people. Everything applies to that quote, because of course, if you are young and you like it, and there is a way of making money, and you can make money with Instagram, then do it. Of course, do it. I mean, and teach me, right? So we are here to get taught. I mean, people teach me later how to do it. But anyway, thanks so much, Valley. And of course, if there's other comments, please share. I mean, just talk. I mean, guys,
So,
don't.
Patrick,
Yeah.
Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to just make thank you for that story, Wally. It's more of a question than a comment, I think. So, Patrick, you were just saying about Wally that, you know, it's sort of about money. When I heard Wally's story just a few minutes ago, I didn't hear, I know you were talking about money, but to me, the story was more about power.
Okay.
To
Right.
me,
Yeah.
I don't understand the difference between money and power, but I know they're connected.
Yeah.
If you get rich, you can maybe take out big ads and become famous or whatever, start your own movie studio and hire Steven Spielberg or whatever. I know they're connected, but I also think that money and power are two separate things as well. And I spend more time living in a Volkswagen bus, and I've got my guitar here, so I'm not like a real rich, powerful guy. But I also, I'm from New York City. I've studied rich people and powerful people, and they're interesting to me. So when I heard your story, Wally, which I really enjoyed, by the way, you're a really good storyteller. I think I heard a story about power, and power is influence. And you have a little kid who's able to reach thousands of people. You get all these likes on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a Twitter account and you have 1 million followers, is that money? Power? Is it? I agree, Patrick. It's good to follow your heart and be good, be a humanitarian. You and I have talked a lot about this, but I think as a student of human nature, as a traveler, I like to see and understand power and understand it. And sometimes there's a big cliff. You have to be careful.
No, awesome. Yeah, we all seek power somehow. I mean, everyone wants to be important. Everyone. And that's what I also trying to do here. So when people talk, of course they feel important and want to share. But the power thing, I totally agree, Mark. I totally agree. It is a thing. But I'm not sure if I'm asking myself, and we can ask everyone, do you seek power in your life? I mean, do you feel good about yourself when you feel that you have power? And that's the question. I don't know if I really seek for power, and what kind of power is out there. What kind of power? And I don't know. That's also the thing. Like politics, power. Like people are writers. Mark is a writer. Like for example, when you want to publish a book, and people you get accepted, and you feel power, and that makes you feel good. So there's this whole human stuff, thinking, the psychology. I think everyone wants power, but how can we work with that? How can we handle power? How can we cope with power? And I think people just get it wrong sometimes. They can't have enough. And I'm not sure. You see, who are you? That's the big question here for everyone. Who are we? What is your purpose? Why are you on that planet? And have a story ready. So Raleigh had that story. He didn't understand why and everything, and that's great to share. Yeah, it's just I shared you my feeling afterwards. I shared you my feeling, and that's vulnerability. I'm vulnerable. I show everyone my emotions, and sometimes that is not very welcome, and I must admit. So I have to choose to whom. But anyway, so when I said I feel kind of depressed now, which means not depressed, but which means when people tell me things about Instagram and making money and getting likes, somehow maybe there is a certain envy, maybe in myself, saying, oh, you're too old to do that. Or it's like, I don't know how to do it anyway. And or let's say working with Bitcoin and doing all this kind of stuff. So, but in this moment, we shouldn't get depressed. We should actually accept and tolerate. And that's why Mark came in too. That's great, actually. So I'm learning right now that I have to control my emotions. Because, I have this discussion sometimes with my son. He's totally into Instagram and trying to get more followers. And I say, hey, Maddie, get a job. You need a job. You need a part-time job, right? Yeah. And he said, Daddy, trust me. You don't understand how life works. And just as Mark's son said, Daddy, just don't do the wrong step. Just keep walking. So our children, they have a message for us. And that's what also the 7 habits, actually, it's number 5, 7 habits. Seek first to understand, then be understood. But it's so hard, you know? And so anyway, so it's great talking. But I mean, folks, let's see if someone else has, just before someone talks, Mark sent the pictures here. I'm going to click here so we can see some pictures of his adventure. And let's see, I shared album, cool. So, that's only one picture, Mark, right? Is it only one picture? And then here's another link. So the idea is how to get off the trail, of the tourist trail, right? And do something else. And how far can you go? How far can you get? How many people have stumbled, let's say, and maybe have fallen? So many climbers. Here in Ecuador, when I climbed up to 5,500 meters in Ecuador, back in 2012, I guess, I did the Cotopaxi and also the Chimborazo, not to the top, but I was at 5,500 meters. And when you go up and you see that cross right there, another cross there, then you know that right there a person has died. And so the question is, how far shall we get taking risk? And that's of course we as daddies, and here you can see Mark and his son Oliver. And I just know how Oliver is. He's 13. He has no fear at all. I had my camera there, right? And I took pictures. He got inspired, and now he's doing photography. He just said, "Oh, Daddy, get me a camera," and blah. So those, let's say, new kids, the new kids on the block, they are actually great. I mean, and those kids, we need to keep the planet safe, I guess, right? But so Mark, where did you go? Here's the picture. So the cliff, we cannot see the cliff, right?
No, I didn't take any pictures of the cliff. I was too scared. This is at the very end end of the hike, and we got to that lake, and then we turned around and went back. It took 5 hours to here.
But I mean, it looks awesome. But it's incredible. I can see that it's like a fairy tale, and then the water. I mean, adventure is the best thing to do if you want to get out and collect your thoughts, right? But awesome, great, Mark. Thanks for sharing that, and also Valley. Let's give some other people also a chance. Can we do that? Let's see who is still online here. And if you have, there's Laura, there's Duncan, Leona. Hey, Leona from Czech Republic, right? That is great. Leona, there's Anderson. We have many. Just talk. I don't want to call names unless Duncan will take the initiative. But he says his microphone is not working. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Laura want to say something. Okay, great.
Yes, I just want to talk about the social media because I think that is a very important topic. And same as Wally, I would want to know how it works and figure it out how to, I don't know, try to understand more this phenomenon.